All right, here we go with the next episode. This is episode 10. Let's just get straight into it. Look at our boy here. He's not looking good, man. Shit is heating up. He's not in good shape. Three, two, one. He recently discovered him. Yep. She tried to kill that ass. Damsel in distress ass. But it doesn't exist. You're. Yeah, sometimes I don't remember what channel I'm on. So, that was unfortunate. A delusion? I don't know, man. Where did he come from if it wasn't here? Oh, shit. I think he's from a different reality. Whose delusion is he then? I'm not sure I'm following what she's saying. Oh, shit. You know what it means. Yeah. I wouldn't take anything she says at face value. Well, you'd be a fully formed person, obviously. That's my question. That's whose delusion is it? That was my question. Uh oh. Is the real one the killer? Interesting. In some ways, it's better, though, isn't it? Why are you hanging out with me if I'm not real? I'm not hanging out with the delusion personally. This is why she was so attentive to him earlier, though. A few episodes ago. Yeah. Yeah, sure we will. Yeah. See, this is what I think is horseshit about all this. If he's a delusion, how does he have powers? Right? I think it's horseshit. She's gaslighting him. Yeah, I'm out of here. This is what she was interested in. That's what we were talking about last time. He's going full anime character. When I think, I must rub my chin. Huh? Why would you answer that? Yep. Maybe more than one somebody. She's no protection, man. You better find your own protection. Interesting. Who the hell was that? Maybe the real Taki? He's too powerful to be a delusion. Takami. Huh. What a dickhead. Yeah. I'm not crazy. They are. Uh oh. And now I'm talking about this all of a sudden. What an odd thing to say to somebody. Look, man, you just have the arrogance. Just have to have the arrogance of, I'm here, I'm real. Just embrace the arrogance. Most anime characters have that arrogance. You have it. Just pretend you're a One Piece villain. You'll have all the arrogance you need. He is so screwed. I mean, other people can't tell you whether you're real or not. Nothing sus about this. You're gonna get a knife right in the back, right here. She's like, there she is. You're seeing something, all right. Maybe not a ghost. Maybe a digital ghost? A simulation ghost? Trying to get validation from other people, man. That's a losing proposition. Yeah. Keep drinking 6 energy drinks a day. That'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. Hey, but I thought you were missing or kidnapped or something. What the hell? Survival confirmed. Well, come on in, delusion. Let's hang out. My life sucks. That's what's wrong. Yeah, I'll kick your ass. I've said before, assholes are immune from being gaslit. You just have to embrace your inner asshole, and nobody can gaslight you. Gaslight you. Boy, that's not a good sound. Spectral laughter, never a good thing, especially in haunted Japanese hospitals. Yeah, you're a delusion too. You're delusional as hell. Who cares? I'm the one who's alive. Well, it does matter if I killed her, I guess. God damn. Jesus. That's a pretty good plate if that's what happened. Yeah. But it means it's something to me. That's what I was just saying. Like, your own reality is all that matters. Yep. Memory forging. Interesting. That's a good one. Yep. Or you did. Well, one or the other. Which one of us is dead? Which one is alive? Interesting. Maybe that's what's going to happen to Takumi. Tayumi? Takumi. I don't know. Meanwhile, he's having his own little plot line over here, right? Barely intersecting with our boys. Yeah. Yep, I knew he was evil. We knew he was evil last episode. Shit. Damn. Like that? We're doing it like that? I don't know. It was point blank, and, betraying somebody to trust you is not impressive. It's easy. He's evil, man. It's too late, man. He's already shot you once. He's got to finish this. Look at it. He's got crazy eyes, man. Well, shit. So many pissed off people in this series. Look at her. Yep, you're dead as hell. See, you couldn't see it was the same face till I took my glasses off. It's like Clark Kent. Glasses, no glasses. I'm a completely different person. Damn, somebody just got wrecked. I didn't have my glasses on, so I didn't see who it was. That's my D sword. It's about to be up in your D. Or B. You about to be up in your B. Or A. She's coming for that ass, boy. Shouldn't have charged me. Don't charge a person with what's essentially a lightsaber. Just a delusion. See, really fairly. Oh shit! What the hell? Oh, he's wearing one of those backpacks. Oh shit! Shit, she was being techno punked. That's what that was. He had one of those damn backpacks on, man. All right. Interesting. So this could be somebody with a backpack for all we know, right? Anybody could now. Now that we know that, right? Man, yeah, they're gaslighting the hell out of him, man. Everybody he's talking to could be somebody with a backpack for all we know. Huh. Denied. I'm gonna have to kill you to find out if you're real or not. Which, if I'm wrong and you're real, that would be unfortunate. It might kill you though. Embrace the delusion. Wow. Just for once, let me have it my way, huh? This ain't Burger King. You don't get it your way. You get it my way. There doesn't need to be angry, though. They tried to play you. You got techno punked. Oh, yeah. Good job. Well, shit. The hell. This, man, they got some really good voice actors in this series, man. I don't talk about that enough. She's great. I'm also seem to be missing my spine for some reason. Oh, shit. Yeah, I bet it does. Yeah, but you know my name. That's all we need to know, right? Why would I do that? Yeah, yeah. That's why your hand was hurting. I figured. Yeah. This is what they meant by taking away from the original person, right? If he keeps having delusions, this is going to happen to his original person. I think you're getting eaten. There it is. See all that whining here. You got it back. Oh no, that's your sword. Never mind. That's a good one. It writes itself. Get off my back, man. Why don't you at least sit next to me? I don't know why he's internalizing that shit. I'm with Teal'c on this one, man. My reality is the only one of consequence. Teal'c said it, not me, but I subscribe to that. She ain't rescuing shit. It's some dude in a backpack. Smack him around a couple times. The delusion will fade, right? She's gonna eat you. Straight for the throat. There it is. Straight for the throat. Yep. Yeah, shit. Even worse. She's out of here. Ha 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 ha. Man, he reminds me of All Might so much. He be talking cash shit. Missing hand and all. How dare you pat my head, by the way? Oh, shit. Man, I tell you what. This ain't really about memory manipulation. I don't think. I think it's way deeper than that. But it all starts with the memory, so. Oh, shit. That's literally what multiple personalities is. They come in and take away the pain. That's their job, right? He broke her. Well, now it's the damsel is the one in distress. Look at him, man. He is cracking. He's gonna snap. Oh shit. F it. All of it. Yep. Destroy it all. Burn it all. He's like the Mad King. Burn it all. Yeah. Yeah. Look at him. Animation's great. The voiceover's great. And I need to drink. You know what? He may be the real Taki. He's so messed up. Look at him. Boy, you in trouble. Yeah. They're being driven crazy. Yep. It is interesting, like a technological yeah, Shogun General, whatever, tomato tomato. Yes, I would. That was a great episode. Um, Techno telekinesis, right? Like I don't think I've really seen that before. Maybe once. Well, telekinesis is moving shit with the mind. I meant telepathy. You know what I mean? Techno telepathy. I don't think I've really seen it before. Yeah, I think I was. I meant to talk about this last week with the episodes. The problem I've always had with mind reading stories and mind reading fiction in general, what women want, that kind of shit, or just any of these stories where you can read minds. Buffy had an episode. They all do it, right? Is they imagine the thoughts just being people talking, but it's in their head. You know? So I say, I'm going to walk down to the beach after I finish this reaction. I say that out loud. You heard it as a coherent string of words in a coherent sentence. You heard it as a complete sentence. But in the head, it's not like that. Like in our mind, when we're thinking instead of speaking out loud, it's not complete sentences with punctuation, nouns, modifiers, verbs, adverbs, all that shit, right? punctuation. It's not like that. It's a series of images and cross connections and thoughts and memories all mixed together. You know, you just sit there sometime and examine your thoughts of what you're actually thinking. You're not thinking sentences as if you're speaking to somebody inside your head. You're thinking shit, and sometimes you might fantasize about a conversation you're going to have with somebody. Okay, I need to tell this person this, and I need to tell them that. And then you may get an image pop in your head. You know, maybe you're thinking of, within the scope of a minute, I might have a stray memory of my dad. I might be thinking about what I need to do next, what's on my schedule. I might be thinking about what I've just done. I might be thinking about comments that I want to answer, things I want to address in the next reaction. But, let's use that for an example. Something I want to address in the next reaction. I might have an image of this right here. I might have an image of this, and then the thought, mansions in heaven. Okay? So I'll have this image, I'll have the thought, mansions in heaven, and then I'll have the thought, Saturday, which might be when I record. Okay? So let me break that down for you. The image is, this means Chaos Head. The thought, Mansions in Heaven, was the original name of a script I wrote where I talked about mind reading the way it actually should be, rather than the way people always depict it in Hollywood. And then Saturday would be maybe when I'm going to record the reactions. And that's all it would be. Image, Mansions in Heaven, Saturday. I double dog dare somebody reading my mind, intercepting those three things, and be able to make any sense of it whatsoever. You can't do it. Because you need to have my brain, my mind, and all the cross references and all the interconnections to make any sense of that shit. Because the mind is an incoherent place. Examine your thoughts. Nobody's sitting there thinking in complete sentences with their mind palace, and it's all, coherent, in order, one subject at a time, as if you're having a conversation with yourself inside your head. Nobody's doing that. Maybe you see an ass and you imagine like a quick half second of having sex with that person, and then you're thinking, oh, well, this is what I need to remember for lunch, and when I get home I need to do these things, and I need to remember to bring my keys, and this is what I want to do here, and this can all be happening within 30 seconds. It's all like, it's all interconnected because the mind works really fast. That's why when we dream, we may dream for 10 seconds and it'll feel like it happened for an hour. Our mind is really fast. It's flying. And it's not coherent sentences. It's random images, thoughts, cross connections, symbols. This symbol right there means this show. You'd have to know that specific symbol and know that show, and know that I mean this show, rather than, for instance, maybe that would mean a story idea I have that I got inspired of by this show. So, same image can mean two completely different things depending on who the person is that has this image in their head. You can't make heads or tails of this shit, man. Reading minds is probably less likely than breaking the speed of light. Because, and it isn't because of any kind of like actual barrier when it comes to, because we can kind of read minds now. We can look at brainwaves and we can kind of like figure out, okay, they're thinking now, this person is alive and they're having thoughts, and we're starting to pull images from brainwaves, but we're never going to get to the point, maybe a quantum computer, we're never going to get to a point of making any goddamn sense of the shit that we're pulling out of the brain. You can't peek into somebody's brain, even if it was possible, with superpowers, with technology. You can't look in there and make any effing sense of anything that's happening in there. You can't do it, because that's just the way the brain works. It's memories aren't like flash drive storage files where you pull it out and it's there and it's concrete and it's the same every time. Even just us remembering stuff, we're reconstructing it from all these different places. We put it together. Okay, here's the memory. That's why memory's so flawed. It's not some hard-coded digital file in our brain. It has to be fragmented together and pieced together with super glue every time we need to access that memory. We piece it together from all these disparate parts because everything is chaotic up in here, like the title. So what I'm saying is it's impossible to read minds. even if it was possible to read minds, it would be impossible to understand what the hell that mind is thinking. So, not to get too hard science with, a very imaginative show here. But I just wish Hollywood or storytellers of any form fashion would actually address that. We all have brains. We know how they work. We know how we think. And maybe people don't meditate. Maybe they don't really examine how they think. But, that's how we think. So what I did in my story mentions having eventually called Mindbreakers was I had a translator. I had it's really the same shit because we're still dealing with fiction here. We went to fiction and the mind reading, So I wanted to address my concerns about this, but then it really then how does the translator work, right? You could ask the next question. Literally, the next question. Okay, so how does the translator work? It wouldn't work. Okay, but I felt like putting one barrier of separation made it a little bit more realistic to me, anyway. So that was my idea, right? So I had a translator. So it was the only mind reading story I've ever seen where it's not like he's sitting there and then he hears voiceover and that's what the person's thinking, because that's not how that would work. So I had my translator tell the character what people were thinking. He knows you're lying. He's gonna go tell his boss and you're gonna die. Shit like that, or asking about his brother, shit like that. So you wouldn't hear the voiceover like we see in every like What Women Want and all these other places where we see mind reading stuff. The translator would just tell you what to do, and it was like a superpower. It was even more powerful because he was able to like manipulate stuff, and he could keep things from the audience. He would tell the character to do shit without explaining why. And so you would find out when the character does it. And so it's more interesting than if you're just hearing the voiceover what the person's thinking, and then your character reacts to that, right? So I thought it worked out pretty well. I really liked this. It's one of the scripts I'm most proud of. But it kind of addressed it, but it was still cheating because, like I said, so how does the translator translate it, right? But anyway, that's just a side issue because, like, they talk about, like, reading minds and stuff. That's one of the things they do here. But they're doing a lot more here, right? For me, the way this makes the most sense is if it's just a simulation, Because in a simulation, you can read thoughts. Because in a simulation, it's just, your thoughts are just code, right? Which can be read. It's not the chaos that's happening in a human organic brain. So, to me, that's more evidence that this is all just simulation. We'll find out.